Michael Daley could have blown his chance to lead Australia's biggest state after making an incredible mistake in a live TV debate ahead of Saturday's election. The New South Wales Labor leader was in with a strong chance to win this Saturday's election, with a poll last week showing the opposition leading the coalition 51 to 49%. Mr. Daley's hopes of bringing Labor back to power, after 8 years in the political wilderness, suffered a significant blow after he struggled to answer simple questions about school and TAFE funding at a Western Sydney People's Forum debate on Sky News. During the live TV debate at Western Sydney University, he also struggled to name a dollar figure for school funding, even though Labor is vowing to match recommendations made in a landmark report by business leader David Gonski. "I can't remember the exact figure," Mr. Daley said. "I'll have a look at it. I just can't remember it off the top of my head." The train wreck continued when he couldn't recall how much a Labor government would spend on TAFE vocational education. About $3 billion on TAFE, Mr. Daley said. Premier Gladys Berejiklian couldn't contain her glee at the televised People's Forum in Western Sydney. "What?" she said. Sky News moderator David Spears was also surprised at the Labor leader's inability to say how much a would-be government led by him would spend on education. Hang on. Michael Daley, you're not sure whether education, the centerpiece of your election, you're not sure how much you're spending on schools, and you're not sure how much you're spending on TAFE, he said. Mr. Daley, who could potentially be premier next week, answered, "I'll just check that figure and get back to you." The former corporate lawyer and customs officer, who took over the Labor leadership in November, later confirmed his party would allocate $2.7 billion over 4 years to increase public school funding, and $64 million to TAFE. Mr. Daley denied he had stumbled on Thursday morning as he faced a grilling from Today Show host Deborah Knight. "I didn't stumble on stadiums," he told the Nine Network. Knight said he had performed badly in the Sky News debate. "It was embarrassing for you last night in the leaders' debate. You stumbled on spending in the key policies of education and TAFE," she said. "What's going on? Have you run out of puff? You stumbled on education and TAFE big time." Mr. Daley tried to put some spin on his poor live TV performance. "Yeah, both of us made a couple of blunders last night. No doubt about that, under the pressure of debate," he said. The Sky News debate debacle occurred just days after it was revealed Mr. Daley had last year told a Politics in Pub forum in the Blue Mountains, west of Sydney, that Asian immigrants were taking the jobs of young Australians. "Our young children will flee, and who are they being replaced with? They are being replaced by young people from typically Asia with PhDs," he told a public function in Wentworth Falls in September when he was Labor's deputy leader. "So there's a transformation happening in Sydney now where our kids are moving out and foreigners are moving in and taking their jobs." Mr. Daley declined to give an unconditional apology when grilled on the issue on Tuesday. "I have conceded that my language could have been better. I've readily acknowledged that, and if anyone has taken offense to what I've said, I do apologize," he told reporters. The revelation about his comments on Asian immigration could hurt Labor's chances of picking up marginal seats from the Liberal Party in southwest Sydney, which has a higher-than-average proportion of overseas-born residents. Ms. Berejiklian emerged victorious in a debate held at Western Sydney University in front of 100 undecided voters, with the support of 50 people in the audience compared with just 25 for Mr. Daley. A UCOM/Reachtel poll, published in the Sun Herald newspaper last week, showed Labor leading the coalition 51% after preferences, after the opposition campaigned against the demolition and rebuilding of stadiums in Moore Park and Sydney Olympic Park. This represented a swing of more than 5% against the government, compared with the 2015 election. Should the coalition win the election on Saturday, Ms. Berejiklian would become Australia's first female Conservative Premier to win an election in her own right. It would also the first time since 1971 that a Liberal Party-led government in NSW had won a third consecutive term.